But anyways, in terms of another big, long storyline that's been going on, just like Seth Rollins and CM Punk have been going on forever, the John Cena farewell tour has been going on. So during the past 2 months, this is what it looks like. I've highlighted it because it goes past August. I don't have the calendar set up for everything else, but it goes all the way till January, right? Is that when the John Cena farewell tour started? Back in January, I think. On the Netflix debut, I think.
That's when Netflix debuted, correct.
That's when he announced that he was going to do this retirement tour. But okay, so I have reviewed some of this stuff on my live streams, but I'm just going to go back to SummerSlam, to before SummerSlam at the beginning of August, just to get a picture of what's been going on with Cena recently. So he was a heel for the whole year, basically, until August 1st, right before SummerSlam, where he apologized for all the bad things he said to the fans and said, "That's not me, buddy." But here we go. He gave Cody a toast with a beer, and then they went on to have an incredible match at SummerSlam, Night 2, the main event of SummerSlam. And Cena ended up losing. He raised Cody's hand, and then Brock Lesnar showed up. So that's going to be a lot of what we're discussing today. So for the last 2 months of this John Cena tour, the August, September, it was basically a feud with two people, Logan Paul and Lesnar. So we're going to be discussing both of those feuds right now. So right after the Cody loss and the Lesnar attack, let's go through what happened. So Monday Night Raw, he didn't appear. SmackDown, he did appear. Okay, so he got confronted here by I'm kind of hazy on exactly why Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre came out, but Cody Rhodes came to defend Cena, and they went on to face both of them in the main event. So they had a tag team main event, Cody and Cena, which was a superstar duo against Logan Paul. And on this day, Logan Paul low-blowed Cena in that match, and it ended up being a DQ. And that led to them having a match. They set up a match soon after. This was also the night where Drew McIntyre claymored Cody Rhodes into the announce table and put him out injured. Yeah. So, yeah, but we'll discuss that later separately. I'll stick with the John Cena, Logan Paul stuff. So, let's see. The following week, no appearances on Raw or SmackDown. And then no appearance on Raw here, and then SmackDown. So 2 weeks later, so I guess he had a week off. We're jumping to August 22nd. We're on the way to Clash in Paris, and they do set up that match. And they had a promo battle on this day, the 22nd of August, and it also ended with, at the very tail end of the show, as the show went off the air, Logan Paul socked Cena in the face in the alleyway. That was extremely disrespectful to such a superstar person who has been so good to the community and has repented. Beating his ass in the alleyway. Yeah, Nick Aldis was really pissed at him for this. But luckily, Cena wasn't too hurt, and he made it to the show the very next week. So this was the last one before Clash in Paris. They had another promo battle, so nothing really much there. I don't know why I messed up and I threw this picture of Nick Aldis with a fireball shot here, but this was not supposed to be here.
Fireball.
I don't know why I screwed that up. I realized that right at the end when like here's Nick Aldis. Do you remember when R-Truth was trying to get him to drink Fireball?
Very vaguely, but I do remember.
My bad. Sorry for that side topic. But Clash in Paris. Okay, so the 31st of August, the very tail end. This I didn't review on my live stream. This is where I stopped reviewing shows and stopped watching. So this was a match. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on this match. Cena won. He beat Logan Paul. So
the only thing I'll say about it is Logan Paul continues to impress. He's always delivered in his matches. He's a better wrestler than guys that have been in the wrestling business for like 15, 20, 20 plus odd years, whatever it is. He has a better understanding of what's needed in matches. I'm sure it was kind of an honor for him to be part of this retirement tour of one of the great legends in wrestling. Yeah. You know, I think Cena wanted to work with him, and that must mean a lot, honestly, that Cena wanted to work with the guy, and they had a phenomenal match, I would say, a pretty good one. And that's
probably the biggest clean win Cena's going to have, possibly, in this final year, because He didn't beat Brock, as we will get to. But Robert, do you have any thoughts on this Logan Paul feud before we get to the Brock Lesnar feud?
Well, the feud itself, I thought came at an odd time because it happened right after the Brock Lesnar attack. So I thought that they were gonna just jump straight to that feud. So it was a little weird to see that the feud that happened right after the Cody match was Logan Paul. But having said that, they had a really good match, and I also really enjoyed their promo battle on the SmackDown before that.
Yeah, what was the deal with the fact that Lesnar didn't come in for a while after that attack at SummerSlam?
I don't know.
Did they say anything about that, or no?
I can't remember.
Not specifically that I can recall. They said they didn't say why he wasn't there the next time Cena was there or anything like that.
Weird, but okay. So
they just didn't want to have that match in Paris. They wanted it for their ESPN show. That's why. That's really the reason.
So at this point, Clash in Paris is over. Cena is done with Logan Paul, it seems. So we're going to jump to SmackDown on the 5th of September, the next one. This was the day that Sami Zayn put out that open challenge.
Yeah, this was a great
right?
match.
Yeah.
Because he won the U.S. title, which is something I might mention later. So he's the new U.S. champion. He knocked off Solo Sikoa, and he put up an open challenge, and John Cena took it. And so a United States title match showed up right at that moment for that SmackDown audience, which was pretty wild. But it got fucked up by Brock Lesnar. So there's Brock Lesnar. There's an image of him. He F5'd, I think, Sammy and Cena too. So at this point, he just comes in and fucking attacks people and laughs and leaves. Why is he doing this? Does anybody know? Did he say anything yet? Or
why did he? I mean,
yeah. What is his problem? Why is he covering? Like, he's already fought Cena. Does he have a beef with Cena? He just wants to be a part of this farewell tour. He's like, hey, I want in on this.
They've had a lot of history, so it makes sense.
Okay, but they've had history that was settled. They've had plenty of matches, but he doesn't mention why he's doing. He's right. Being a dick. They were trying to have a good U.S. title match there. Everyone was into it, and he just comes in and totally fucks it up after they put in all that work to have a good match. So no one really has an explanation. I guess he didn't say anything, did he?
He never really said.
Just being a heel.
I think it was just to get into this feud with Cena and be on the farewell tour. Have one of the matches. He wants to fight Cena one more time.
All right, so let's jump to the next week and see what happened after that. So I guess Lesnar was going to cut a promo on the 12th, and he got interrupted by Ron Killings, the Truth, which was another thing I was going to mention later in my dishonorable mentions, is R-Truth hanging around as the comedy relief for this show. Like, hasn't been a bright spot to me. But, okay, he had a moment here where he confronted Lesnar for what he did to Cena, and then he got F5'd. Maybe one of the last significant moments he'll have in his career. Possibly. But that's all we got there. So nothing really much there. And then the next week, I think Cena did show up on Raw. So he cut his promo on Raw. And he just cut a promo and left. On that Friday, this was supposed to be Brock Lesnar's turn to get interviewed by Michael Cole. But instead what does he do? He threatens to attack Cole, and then he ends up F5ing Corey Graves and a bunch of security people and everything, and then he walks off. So he didn't really get interviewed either. So that's all that happened. Looked into the microphone, and he's like, Cena, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna destroy you, or something like that, like really menacingly and terrible. Then WrestlePalooza hits, big ESPN premiere for WWE, and Cena and Lesnar started the show, right? Mm-hmm. And basically what happened is Cena just got beat, unfortunately, for that little kid in the audience. We had another little kid crying moment. Cena, he came out with a bunch of kids. I don't know if you guys remember. And his ring walk entrance, he had a bunch of kids with him. So he's back to being a nice guy. You know, he got over whatever was bothering him for those few months. And he's nice again. So the little kids were crying that he just got his ass beat. That's all we got so far. So nothing on Raw the next night, and SmackDown hasn't hit yet as we speak. So that's what we got for the John Cena farewell tour for these past couple months. So, Robert, I'm going to start with you. The Lesnar thing, You're right. They delayed it a little bit, but he did come out and have the match, and then he beat Cena, man. So, what do you think of that?
Well, first off, I wasn't really looking forward to the match because Brock Lesnar matches aren't typically that great, anyways. But I at first I was a little bit surprised that Cena lost the match, but then like almost immediately I thought to myself, well, actually it does make sense because the past couple of times that they did face off, that's pretty much how it played out. Like he gets absolutely destroyed, right? So it would make sense that John Cena, that was still many years prior to his retirement tour. If he couldn't be competitive against Brock Lesnar back then, how could he be now, right? Like I would imagine if John Cena did manage to pull off a victory, there would have been some, not necessarily a fluke, but something would have had to happen to kind of protect Lesnar, so that it would still make sense that John Cena somehow pulled off a win. Because a clean win against Lesnar at this point of his career seems impossible. But yeah, that's what I thought about it. But I just want to also add.
Pretty sad for Cena, though, huh?
True. But at the same time, it makes sense based on how the previous results in their feud turned out. So it wasn't really that shocking.
I interrupted you. What were you gonna say before that? My bad.
No, I won't, because you asked about the what I thought about Lesnar beating Cena, but I also wanted to add like my thoughts of the retirement tour for the past couple of months in general. There were good moments, but like overall, I felt like ever since John Cena's face turn, it lost a lot of steam. It's really not that interesting to me, honestly. It's not that special. No, look, John Cena is still great, so I still watch him because I want to appreciate him while he's still around. But yeah, this retirement tour has not been great.
Well, Brock Lesnar kind of came in and fucked it up for him. It was kind of an upswing for
even
him.
before that. This is how I was kind of feeling that way even before the Brock Lesnar match. But
well, he had just turned. He literally just repented for all his sins and things he was saying to the fans and everything. So all we got was like one SmackDown where he apologized, and then they had a match with Cody, and then Lesnar came. So there really wasn't a moment for him to breathe. And
another thing I want to add, and again, you're gonna hear this from a really big Rock fan. The Rock kind of killed it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the fact that he did not show up again since the Cena heel turn, to not have any involvement in this farewell tour, kind of like really killed the momentum. So
that was weird.
I'm a big Rock fan, but he kind of killed this for me.
It was weird. Like he influenced him to do this, and then he just disappears.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange. Okay, Vlad, what's up? Do you think this was really depressing for Cena's farewell tour, or what?
Well, yeah, it hasn't been handled great. First with the whole turning him heel in the first place, and then kind of abandoning it, kind of in a ridiculous fashion. If you're going to go with it, just go with it. Right, that's what I said. But if you didn't believe it in the first place, and you didn't want to do it, then you should have had him be a face the whole time and have him be like the Cena that we've always known. Just end his career that way, which is fine, right? Because he is the ultimate babyface. The Lesnar thing was depressing, honestly. the Lesnar thing was quite depressing because what was the point of it? Like, why even book it that way? This is his guy's last couple matches, basically. He only has a couple more appearances left, and he just gets beat down like that. Like, if he was to put over a younger talent, like a Braun Breaker, maybe, I could say that's worth it. But for Brock Lesnar,
well, maybe Brock Lesnar is back. Brock Lesnar is going to be the major player, a champion for the next few years or something.
I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think he will be, and I don't. That's what makes me more even upset, because I don't think he will be a major champion, or he's not going to be a guy that's going to be regularly there. He's going to be there. He's going to make appearances. I do believe that, and he looks great. But his matches, as Robert said, and I've said way before this match happened. It's just like usually it's just like a whole bunch of suplexes, like 100 of them, and a couple of power moves for both guys to do. And there's not really much there in the match itself. And I didn't really see a point to this. I didn't really see a point of having it. And is Cena supposed to get back at Lesnar? Or is he just supposed to take this defeat and that'd be the end of it? And he doesn't even get his...
I'll tell you the point of this, Vlad. The point of this is that John Cena acted really weird all year. And then suddenly he apologized and was acting all chummy with Cody. And everyone's like, what the fuck? So that what the fuck feeling that everyone got, Lesnar got that. And he just went to the ring and said, fuck you, I'm F5ing you. This is to teach you a lesson.
Okay, yeah, but no, I'm not talking about for keeping kayfabe. I'm talking about why did they book it this way? not some nonsense that you just spouted. I get what you're saying. I'm saying why did they book it this way? Like why did they book it?
That's what made sense to me. That's the best way it made sense to me. Like him raising Cody's hand, like, dude, come on.
Yeah, I think.
Anyways, go ahead.
To make up for it, they do have to have him beat Lesnar at some point.
What? I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I think it should, because what the hell? Like,
should that be Cena's final match?
Oh,
that would actually be kind of cool.
I guess in a way, yes, it could be, but I don't know.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to face Cena again, or face Lesnar again. Excuse me. I think he just walked out knowing he did his best. What else can he put out there? He really tried.
Yeah, I just don't understand that booking. I mean, I don't really understand it. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's the way, the direction they want to go, as he's had these like last couple of appearances. I know I think they've already announced that he has a match with AJ, right?
Yeah,
the next one.
Oh, that's interesting. I actually was at the SmackDown where they had a match in the main event of a SmackDown on a regular weekly SmackDown. And that was after they had already feuded on a pay-per-view for SummerSlam. Yeah. So they kind of just had a main event match for SmackDown, which was really, really freaking good. They're going to put on a good match.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, anybody who respects wrestling and the history of wrestling respects AJ Styles. So
of course, you have to.
Of course.
It will be phenomenal, you see. What I think, it's one of those other things where Cena chose his opponent. You know, it's like one of those, like, he wants to have a match with AJ before he retires type of deal. The same way I think he kind of chose Logan, you know. So it's an honor thing. It's great for AJ, and it's going to be cool for Cena. I'm curious. I'm guessing it's just a one-off, obviously, because there's, like I said, so limited amount of time left for Cena. But I am curious what the final match will be. That will be the most interesting aspect of, like, what will the last match in December be. That will be kind of cool to see how they put that together and what that will even be. But otherwise, it's been uneven. The farewell tour has been uneven, you know. There's been some issues, for sure, some major problems.
Well, listen, Vlad, life doesn't always go the way we planned them, but you got to move on. Like we got to move on. Listen, we got more topics to get to, man.
Let's move on.